Boom. We are on. Welcome to another Tucker Got Uncut adventure. What's up, Jacqueline? Got any wise words?
Always wear 2 pairs of underwear when it's cold out.
Those are the delays that I normally cut out in the normal videos, but in Tucker Got Uncut, you get to see it live. 2 pairs of underwear. I got long underwear and my normal underwear.
Good job.
Yeah, because it's cold out here. I thought that was Johnson. I was like, Johnson's not here. I pre-flighted my motor. Disclaimer. She's good to go. I did the rounds. She's got a fresh air box that's not going to fall off. Like in the last episode on my normal channel. Leg strap. Reserve / lower chest strap. Utility belt, aka upper chest strap. And speed bar. We're running speed bar today. Speed bars? Oh yeah. You never know. Alright. I'm gonna pull start her. Get her warmed up. See if she starts. If she doesn't, you'll see it live. I got my bum finger. Oh, no way! She's acting nice today. Little boggy. Which way is the wind even going now? Yeah, crosswind. It's light and variable this evening. Chapow. And don't forget the speed bar. Rig her up correctly. Boom, boom. Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice stroll. Oh, headphones. Yeah, it's definitely left crosswind right now. Oh well. We will make do. I'm gonna get up in the air first, and then I will dog shit. Thanks, Jacqueline. She pointed out there's a giant dog shit. I'm gonna get in the air first, and then I'll explain to you guys what our plan is for today. And yeah. Brake toggle. A. And we're already attracting an audience. Oh no, another dog shit. Damn it. It almost feels like I have a tailwind right now, which is not good, and I have an audience, and I really don't want to fail, and the free ride's getting old and hard to launch. Why does it feel like I have a direct tailwind? One way to find out. Center, but I got her back into the foot drag. At least I didn't crash. Up and away. We're gonna climb out of this park. Leave these fellow human beings to their nice, quiet freedom. Free ride mobile checks out. All systems go. Air's a little bit lumpy so far, but it's like supposed to be really calm, so We'll see how she does. Oh yeah, bumpy air right here. What the heck? Definitely climbing into something. Let's try to find some stable air. Feeling a little bit better here. It's still bumpy though. I feel like down on the ground the air's stationary, but up here it's moving in some way, shape, or form. So I gotta figure out which way it's moving. Feels like I'm getting a tailwind push right now. So, yeah, let's do some explaining as we make our way out towards the river here. Like I said, this is going to be a Tucker Gott Uncut exclusive. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button, stick around. If you guys have noticed, all the previous videos I posted on this channel were old, like filmed years ago, but they were really cool videos that got a lot of views, and I wanted to share the uncut version of them. So that's what I did. But this one, on this particular occasion, it's, let's see, February 9th? Yeah, it's the 9th, 2020. And I just figured, I got this new GoPro 8, if you saw in the beginning when I had it in the mirror there. I got it the other day for the main purpose of trying to record with a mic plugged in while charging the camera. And with my 7, that was a struggle. My old GoPro 4, the Easy Cena backpack, that was the most reliable setup ever. It didn't have all the cool features of the 7, like the hyper smooth, but it was just reliable and solid, and it worked for years. Then I went to the 7, and it was like really good hyper smooth, really good quality, but just a pain to get audio in. I had to solder little wires for my mic and my Cena because you can't Bluetooth it anymore. And then the audio adapter's unreliable. And if I put audio and charging at the same time, I'd hit record and it would like crash the camera every single time. So what that meant is when I went flying, if I was doing a long flight, I'd have to turn the camera on and off and on and off to conserve battery. Whereas normally, I just record straight through, have the whole clip. And I've been getting by with it, but I decided to get the new 8 just to see if that was no longer an issue. And so far, so good. And if you're watching this video, that means that it was good and it's been working. So congratulations, GoPro, you finally got your shit together. But yeah, my helmet, it's like the Snag Hazard 5000 right now, because freaking GoPro had all the ports on the left side of the camera, or the right side rather, and on the 7, and now with the 8 they switched it to the other side. So that means I had to reroute my wiring, but I couldn't because the wires were too short, so instead I had to put this thing on to flip the camera upside down, and it's like the most vicious snag hazard right now. Like, I could get my head caught up in a riser or something, but we're making do. I'm gonna totally redesign my helmet, like from the ground up, around this GoPro 8, if it works, as I hope. My hope is that I can land after this, have clean audio the entire flight, and still be at like 100% battery, because I have the battery bank plugged in right now. So, yeah. Babbling on about cameras. It's the Tucker Gott Aerial podcast today. I hate calling myself like my own name in third person. It's just a weird thing. Got some horses down there. I've determined that the air is just lumpy, but it's really not that strong from any direction. It's just unstable, which is odd. There's some weather moving in tomorrow, which might be why it's supposed to get windy and rainy tomorrow. But let me know how this GoPro 8 looks. I'm filming 2.7K, which is what I always filmed with on the 7. 60 frames per second in Super View, and I didn't do Pro Tune. I just got the normal GoPro color grading on right now. Hyper Smooth 2.0! All my friends went up to an airport in like more towards North Jersey. It's like a solid hour drive from here. We've flown there a couple times, but I was working on my bathroom renovation with my dad, and we had a little plumbing fiasco, having to solder some things. It went on for longer than I originally anticipated, so I couldn't meet all the guys up at that airport. So I just escaped for a quick like hour flight tonight. Save some more bathroom renovations for the future. I'm stoked on this bathroom project though. The way the previous owner had the bathroom set up is honestly really dumb. It's got this huge jacuzzi tub and then this world's smallest shower. And I never use a bathtub. So we're basically turning the small shower into a closet, which is like a perfect size for a small closet for towels and stuff. And then the tub is turning into a nicely sized shower. So I picked out a bunch of tile from the tile store. We bought a bunch of supplies, and then I got a call from the tile people that the tile I wanted for the walls won't be in for like another 2 weeks. So now we're kind of just delayed and dragging our feet on other stuff, and then we'll tile the shower walls last. So fun story. I never shared this on video because the video didn't ever come to fruition. But right down here in this little stretch of the river, my buddy Dan and I think it was actually Dan's idea. He kind of proposed it. He has a stand-up jet ski, and he was like, wouldn't it be sick if like we somehow coordinated that? And I don't know whose idea it was, honestly, but the idea was to have a Red Bull in Dan's hand on the jet ski, and I fly by and pick it up somehow, and we were like trying to figure out if I could grab it with my hand, and he was going to ride the jet ski backwards, and if the hand didn't work, then I was going to just grab it in my feet, and it was going to be sick. And we picked a night, and we flew out here. Dan was buzzing around in the freaking river, and for some reason the winds aloft were screaming, and it was actually one of those nights that like unexpectedly it got really windy. Like we took off and it was calm on the ground, and then we get out here, and as you can see there's like this little cliff edge bluff thing right here, and I'm looking down, sitting right here, and the trees, which were green at the time, were like bending over on that bluff, and I had to get down on the river to try to get the freaking Red Bull from Dan. So I tried to get down a couple times, and I knew it was not going to work out, especially to like do a precision maneuver, but I figured I'd try to get down there at least to like say we tried, and the air just went to shit down low because it was so windy. And I was literally like, I'd come up high and I was just hovering, and I texted him and I was like, dude, like air is trash. But he was on the jet ski and he couldn't use his phone. So eventually we aborted the mission, and it was Jeff Judson and myself, and we flew back, and we were trying to land at that park, and it got so bad that night that I was trying to come in for a landing, and I was getting rocked and thrown around, and Judson landed. I think he like almost face planted, or he almost did something weird. And he texted me first, and he was like, "Be careful." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's crazy." Then I came in, and I think I made it between gusts because I didn't get rocked too hard. And then Jeff came around, and he made like a couple attempts to land, and then he just aborted mission and landed at a airport locally that's a lot bigger. But that was the Red Bull mission that went to shit. We'll have to try it again sometime in the future. It's pretty chilly up here, but springtime's coming, slow but steady. The groundhog saw his shadow or didn't see his shadow or whatever one says we're gonna get an early spring. If you guys remember, dating back to like my earliest videos, I'd always fly over this factory that used to be here. It had 2 big cooling towers, and last fall I think they blew it up. They demoed the whole thing. Apparently it's like some EPA site. They're cleaning it up. And rumor is, I heard they're putting affordable housing or something in there. Who knows, but I'll miss flying around those towers because it was always sick to buzz down there, and like the entire thing was all rusty, and it was like totally, if you had a motor out and crashed down there, you'd be screwed. It was cool. I intended on using my speed bar on this flight to try to zip around. We got traffic over there. See someone climbing out of one of the airports. But the air's a little lumpy bumpy, and I don't really, I mean, I feel confident in this situation using my speed bar on the free ride, but I'd rather not. I see an antenna out there. I think it's one that I went and looked at last fall. Antenna scoping. I lost sight of that air traffic. There's air traffic on our right now. He's above us, but he's kind of looks like he's coming at us. I'm sure you guys probably don't want to hear me rant, but I'm going to do it anyway. So on my main channel, the most recent video I uploaded was the Cougar 3 speed test, where I used the speed bar and trimmed out, and I went freaking fast as shit. 59 and 56 miles per hour, so average of 57.5. And on the last one I had a little tip collapse at full speed, brake stowed, and calm air. And my whole point of it was like, be careful, because that sort of thing shouldn't happen, and this wing concerns me. I just want everyone to be safe. And freaking I can't win, man. People and their conspiracy theories, like, at first, I kind of like took some offense to it, but the more like people bring up their conspiracy theories of Tucker having an agenda, or videos being sponsored and making certain wings look good and certain wings look bad, like it honestly gets to a point that it's just kind of freaking hilarious how ridiculous some people get with that. Because honestly, like, here's sort of the roundabout, short and sweet summary. Sponsor people, or like sponsored stuff that I work with certain companies, makes up such a small, like minuscule part of like making a living. It's like, it's something that I highly appreciate, and I've worked with some really good companies that have always been gracious enough to offer support and the form of gear, wings, motors, or trips. And trips give me the potential to make content, which is awesome. And gear helps me out because I like to frequently get new stuff, and it helps me out either having it discounted or they give it to me for free. And it's always like, it always helps them a lot because I make a video about something, it brings awareness to it, and then they get to sell more of them. So it's kind of, I mean, that's marketing. It's a mutually beneficial type thing. But in the grand scheme of things, on my personal basis, it makes up just a small percentage of what I really do. That when people think I have like an agenda to manipulate products, it's like you'd be expecting I'm getting like massive checks from these companies to freaking talk down upon other companies or talk up other companies. It's like, no, that's not like that. It's never been like that. And any company I ever work with, they've always been super cool in being like, here's the thing, you do what you want with it, be honest about it, and they trust that it's good enough that it'll speak for itself. And I would never like take a deal where someone's like, here's a product, you have to talk good about it. Like, that's just dumb, because I always want to be honest. That's the number one priority, especially when it comes down to safety. And that's what everything, like when I made the warp video, that was a safety concern I had. I don't want other people to crash. The same thing with the Cougar. Like, that's the number one priority above anything. Rant over. Let's talk about cool, fun stuff. My goal for this flight was just to get out to this area. There's a huge park over here, but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fly low in it. We'll give it a try, see how the air is. I always wondered if these bridges here are tall enough to fly a paramotor under. I thought about like how you could drop a line or tape measure off of it and then measure your wing and calculate to see if you'd fit under. But even if you did, I feel like it's one of those things that it's so tight that I probably wouldn't do it just for like public safety sort of thing. Like, oh God, is he gonna hit that bridge? And then everyone crashes their cars. But I did go under that freaking low viaduct up north of here, if you guys remember that. Not the big viaduct. There's a big viaduct and there's a small viaduct. The small viaduct was really tight. I did that a couple of years ago. We're gonna find out today if there's turbulence down here. Free ride mobile. Free ride mobile. I need to order another free ride mobile. I just don't know what color to make it. Air is weird down here, but it's not bad. Last time I was over here, that air was frozen. That's good news. It's getting warmer. Up and over these obstructions. Oh geez, there's a whole bunch of geese on that field. those like wonky winter days when there's really not much going on, but like the air is just unstable. Yeah, I wanted to kind of drop down in there low, but there's some people and some geese. I don't want to disrupt that. Looks romantic. Yep, this was the destination for today. It's just a little park. It's a very nice park though. And I feel like no one's ever really here. It's just so much wide open space. It doesn't get much use. Alright, next game plan. Now that we're here, I think I'll climb up pretty high. And I'm gonna try, I'll just speed bar straight back to the LZ, the landing zone of all zones. That was a pretty good climb rate I had going on there. I got up here pretty quick. I definitely feel like the wind is coming out of the south, which is a headwind right now. Where could we go? What could we do? If I go back to the park now, I'm gonna get back really early. Is there anything cool around here I could jet to? I don't have a ton of fuel either. That's a thing. Let's see. Tow my soggles. There is, actually, if I think hard enough, there's a park around here that I couldn't find on a map, but I know it's somewhere around here. I've been thinking about trying to fly out of. Maybe we can locate it and do a flyby. That's a whole nother topic of discussion. If you guys remember, right before we left on the last van trip, by the way, I decided not to use my speed bar for now. Before we left on the last van trip, I did a video all about the park and how they put up a sign saying we need to get written permission to fly from there. And we were kind of like in the development phase of that happening. And it was looking like we were going to get the permits to fly there. And literally the day that we left for the van trip, I got my permit. And then we left for like 2 months, came back. I got one flight there, and then we heard that there was discussion that they were going to ban it. So I didn't want to go ahead and make a video about it until we had things kind of figured out. So I just kept quiet about it, and we recently went to a meeting, had a very productive meeting, I think, I hope, and I'm going to sit down and film a whole update on that entire situation. It's mostly good news, but the unfortunate thing is we're kind of just riding a fine line because the township can basically just decide to ban it at any given time, and there's a certain person that we now know where he lives so we can avoid him. There's one guy that's very vocal out of nowhere, and it's the middle of winter, no one's even been really flying there, but then all of a sudden this guy just starts complaining about it, which is weird. But hopefully now that we know the situation, we could do more to make him happy. And honestly, just like anyone that gets a permit to fly there needs to be like on their best behavior 100%. I know what we should do. We're gonna make a big box. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. But concluding the thoughts of the park situation, I'm gonna make an update video that kind of discusses the current situation and the outlook and kind of what went on. And it should be good. Well, we won't find out until like spring and summer come around and more people start flying and the weather's nice and all that, obviously. But the thing is, we just have to be on our best behavior. Don't push any limits, and things are definitely going to be different at the park with the new rules and the complaints and stuff. So we probably won't be flying there as often. We're going to be rotating our flying sites. I freaking found it! I knew there was a park over here. I assumed that's the one. I knew it was near an antenna because I remember seeing it. I'm starting to get cold. If you can't notice, I'm shivering. Damn, Philadelphia out there is popping. My other idea was up here somewhere. Yeah, I see it now. Up here there's the warehouse building where we print the t-shirts. I should probably check. Nah, I'm not going to check my fuel level. I'm going to trust my instincts. Add some drama to this video. Will he run out of fuel? I put 6 liters in, and I burn approximately 4 liters an hour, and I only had like an hour, maybe a little over an hour of sunlight, so I think I have enough fuel. Okay, so there's that antenna, and you turn right there, and that takes you back to this park. Ew, it's getting chilly. I've never really flown this far south in this area. Exploring new territory and putting the GoPro 8 to the ultimate test, because when batteries get cold, they die. There's like an abandoned farmhouse down there and an old pool. You get to hear all the sniffling in the Uncut episodes that I would normally do my best to cut out. You guys should let me know though. Like, my intent for the Uncut channel was primarily to share old videos that are on my hard drive and just get them online and let people see them start to finish. But I also kind of like the idea of coming out on nights like tonight, where I was working on the bathroom project. I didn't really have time to film a whole video about a specific topic that would be good for the normal channel. But I'm coming out here and flying around anyway, so why not just flip a GoPro on and run it uncut? Oh, Jesus. We are inbound for the warehouse, and I'm actually pretty freaking far away from home. I hope my instincts are good. We're not going to run out of gas. I think after this, I'll speed bar it. I mean, it'd be kind of shitty to run out of gas, but Jacqueline is with the I almost said the vanmobile. Oh, rest in peace, the vanmobile. that's another topic. I need to fix the vanmobile. Currently the check engine light came on. It was for a code talking about the glow plug module, and I swapped the glow plug module and the light hasn't gone out, and I drove it around a bunch, but I'm not sure if it's something that you have to reset or if you have to drive around enough that it resets itself. Those are some short little antennas you can't even really see, well guarded by a wooden fence. I don't know how tall those are, but I got guy wires, maybe like 150 feet. Sketch. Yeah, the vanmobile, the check engine light's still on, and our charging system on the alternator stopped working. So I have to diagnose that problem. I have to diagnose the check engine light, and then I'm gonna list her for sale, sadly, but it's all good. She served us well. I was hoping that my buddy's truck would be here and I could get down and buzz it and try to make him come outside, but it doesn't look like he's there. It's after 5 o'clock. Okay, for real this time, we're gonna get some altitude and then I'm gonna speed bar it back home because I'm cold. I picked out some landmarks. I think I know where to point. Yeah, that cold air going right out my pants feels great. On my nose, but I don't want to let go of my brake. Got air traffic up ahead. helicopter up ahead, an airplane down below. Letting off power a little bit to come down. I need a moment to relax my arms. Check out that airliner. Probably can't see him. He's way up there. So, I don't use speedbar often, and I've never found it to be air traffic again up ahead. Making a turn into the airport over here. I've never found it to be very comfortable to use. One, because like if you don't have the position perfectly set for your legs start to fatigue. The other thing is, I don't like leaving my brakes unstowed, braked stowed, not in my hands, which is what I did in the Cougar episode because I was filming. And I acknowledge that was like kind of a reckless thing, but sometimes I make sacrifices to do tests and make videos, and that I guess was one of them. But generally when I use speedbar, I have the brakes in my hands, unstowed, and I just kind of put them against the riser, because if you engage the brakes while you're on speedbar, it's like a big no-no, and it'll likely collapse your wing. So having them all the way up is important, but also having them in your hands so that if something does happen, you can let off speedbar and you can immediately be recovering your wing. If things collapse and it gets all disoriented, it can be very difficult to find and grab your brakes, if not impossible. So having my hands up in that position kind of fatigues my arms because they're kind of back a lot. But that air traffic is turning base to final into the little airport here, and our destination is up ahead. I think I'm going to speed bar again in a second. Yeah, he's coming in on final. As long as he doesn't do a go around, I won't be in his way, but I'm going to keep an eye on him. And he is doing a go around, so I'm going to make sure I'm not in his way. He's climbing above me, so we'll be fine. What's up, guy? Hope you're having a fantastic day. I'll go under you. You go over me. Ugh. Arm fatigue. I swear it's a light person problem, because bigger guys put their hang points out farther, which puts the risers farther forward, and I got mine all the way back, so my arms have to be cranked back. That's a theory, at least. I've never experienced being a bigger person and having a different hang point, so I can't say. But it sounds like a solid theory. This flight turned out to be a lot farther and longer than I expected. I feel like I accomplished something today. A little cross-country journey. Look at all those cows down there. They're just lined up around the freaking feeding hay trough or whatever it is. And my aerial navigation proved to be good. The sun is going to set in a little while. We're just arriving back. I picked the right heading. And the motor's still running, so I'm not at a gas yet. Ugh. I'm not even going to worry about stowing my speed bar again. It's too cold and too many layers on to deal with that. Motor's dead. I know I'm gonna disappoint Jacqueline because she wanted to get a picture, but I don't really want to fly around low. I just want to kind of land and warm up. Look at this dive maneuver. Like a fighter jet. Don't mind me. Just gliding in. Just running out. Just freaking me out. She's motioning the wind direction. Did I just drag through that dog shit? Ugh. Unstow my ear pod. Yeah, these aren't the right gloves to fly for an hour and, well, probably not an hour, but 45 minutes maybe? I'm guessing. In near 30 degree. It's got to be in the 30s. I didn't check. There's a lot of speculation going on right now. I'm glad I missed that dog shit. Oh dear. Thanks for the wing bag. Oh, you're gonna pack it up too?
Yeah, if I don't, then we can go in the warm truck sooner.
You're just the grandest.
Also go get dinner.
Dinner? You're hungry?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't eat much today. My nose is leaking. Oh.
Rowdy when we first it looks a little.
Yeah, so it wasn't that strong in any direction, but it was just rough everywhere. You wouldn't have liked it. Yeah, too cold and too rowdy. Heavy breathing. Stowed. Let's see how we did on fuel. Not too shabby. Solid 2 liters left. Airbox is still on. Let's see the status of this camera. Oh my God. Would you look at that? 52 minutes and 100% on the battery, and my little battery bank is showing red, so it's almost out, but hey, that's good. Happy with that. Well, looking in the mirror here, if you guys watched till right now, you rock. Thanks for watching 53 minutes of me flying around talking about whatever I talked about. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see ya in the next one. Peace.